Call a judge. Oh, we don't. Now we live. I think Crumb should call a judge and price these decks and make sure that Matt's allowed to play Magic right now.
Thanks, Ellie Joe.
It was probably a good thing that it was muted, but I'm just gonna bring what we were saying right back. So,
it was a good thing it was muted. We can
right.
fix
we'll
it now.
That. We'll keep saying it. By we, I mean me.
Oh, Max.
You know, it's the FCR Invitational.
So basically, what we were talking about.
You know what that means?
What we're talking about is we got Jun Saga v Jun Saga, and we think Jun Saga is going to lose and Jun Saga is going to win.
The FCR.
I would fund that.
Yeah, that's what we need. We're going to do that and get like the championship belt thing, right?
God,
and
please.
Max's comment was he didn't
Has
think
to be legacy.
that Matt
worthy.
that Matt was worthy enough to win because of
not to win, to play
because of his inferior Gigantha.
Yeah, I mean Crumb automatically has an edge here, right? Because he's more of a true player.
Oh, Max. Oh, Max.
Listen, I just speak truth here.
And that's why we love you.
And that person thought they were speaking truth.
It's all right.
I mean, they were certainly speaking.
Please at me.
Freedom of speech.
What's he gonna do? Call us out on Twitter?
I don't even have. Well, I think I have one.
Call us out on Twitter.
Let him. That's even. We're assuming he even watches the stream.
Well, he'd have to be a subscriber because he's got to pay for content.
What content?
We're trying to.
This feels more of a Crumb game. Just so we get back on track here. Haywire double Saga. This doesn't feel great for Matt.
Oh man.
I don't know what Matt has, but I can tell you that this has proven my theory.
I can tell you what Matt doesn't have.
Are those
fancy Gigantha.
Are those sketch sagas on Crumb's side too?
They are sketch
They
sagas.
better
Oh man.
What a veteran.
I was gonna say
It is not the top 8 unholy heat though.
He did play one of those on
He
me,
did.
though, so
I didn't play those, and I still have them. So
There's those
Who's
constructs
the-
I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, those are really bougie constructs.
Those are
available at the boardroom. Shout out to Rope Arrow for
Mhm.
drawing those.
I have a set. I bought one of each set. It's pretty sweet.
He's a cool guy. I like him. It's great art.
Haven't met him
He
yet.
has a secret lair.
Yeah, he's an entire secret
Yeah.
lair.
It's fucking sweet.
And he did exclusive boardroom art. For
Yeah, you can get sweet cryptid tokens from a secret lair artist. Can you link those for the chat?
They should be actually. Are they available on our store? You can
Oh,
buy
they
them
used to
in
be.
store.
They used to be on the store.
I think they're on the store page, but
They
I know
are. I
they're-
looked at them earlier.
Yeah, Rope Arrow or Lore.
I just typed in Lore.
tokens. There you go.
Hell yeah. That's a full set. Link that.
You can buy them in foil too.
That's both. That's foil and non-foil.
Yeah,
for
the full
15.
set.
Yeah.
You get one of each foil, one of each non-foil.
That's a good deal. And they're really cool looking.
Support local, too. He's a local guy. I doubt he watches the stream, but
It's alright. Full support.
Look, so far we have supported Boardroom, we have supported Apex, we have supported Rope Arrow.
We've supported true veterans like Crumb.
I've supported the peddler way too many times tonight.
Bronto.
It's so good.
I just don't like sours,
Oh man.
but I believe you. I trust you. It's
Listen,
good.
if I didn't have to drive home tonight, I'd drink one for you.
I appreciate that.
I mean, at this point, I've probably drank one for everybody.
I rode with Elliot, so I guess I could. But
I drink 2.
I mean, to be fair, we've got a couple other local breweries on tap right now.
Well, it's also a lower
this
APV.
This is
Yeah.
like a.
This is looking crumb
Because
heavy.
Matt doesn't play like Hitsugi, right? These are like 2 drops only.
Do you need picked up?
I love you, Mary, but I'm good. I'm good.
Excuse me.
Mary, do you plan on joining in on these streams?
Corona?
Any chance we get? Any chance you get?
She did say she was on board for some more Kana, but she
We-
also is just generally down to play whatever.
Well,
You want to walk me through a game before we end tonight?
Yeah, I can do that. That's a good point. We're gonna go play some Lorcana.
if you want to use this, you can.
Yeah, that's some small play.
That's the Steel Sapphire Precon.
I have a very similar deck already sleeved up, so.
all right. We're here to whoop my ass. That's what play.
Yeah, I get you.
There you go, Miss Ellie Jo. Welcome to the start of your Glizzy Gang adventure. Also, congratulations to Skyline, who got a gifted sub as well. This is definitely looking very crumb heavy here. 3, Unholy Heat, the Goy, going to kill it. Probably going to game 2 here. Now, Ellie, every month that you resub, you will get a different topping added to your glizzy until it is completely finished. So that's cool. Right on. That's much appreciated. Not a qualification to be here, but it's always appreciated. Being a small channel, it is nice to grow as we can. I will be right back as they sideboard. Let y'all listen into them. So, what is the goal of a Jund deck? Yes, so Jund typically wants to early they want to disrupt your gameplay. They want to rip your hand apart with cards like Thoughtseize or Inquisition of Kozilek. And then they'll also try to control the board state with cards like Fatal Push, Lightning Bolt. You've seen some Unholy Heats tonight. And if you are curious about any of those cards, if you ever wanted to, you just hit exclamation point, then type in the word card plus a space, and then like Fatal Push. You just type in the card name and hit enter, and it'll bring up what that card does. So when I say control the board with cards like Fatal Push, what that means is they'll pay 1 mana to remove a creature 2 or less from the field. Then it has a special extra text on it if they had something leave the battlefield themselves this turn. That allows them to get something bigger. And then the end goal is to play a card like Termagoyf, which we think we might be about to see here. Just a cheap creature that puts a lot of pressure onto the field and onto the other opponent. So control the game early and then put a big threat down. That is Jun's goal. I personally played Jund for about 2 years. And then I had I call it a mid-modern crisis and didn't know what I wanted to play anymore because Jund was just changing too much. I played the true Boomer Jund with Bloodbraid Elf, Dark Confidant, and cards like that. I was playing Abrupt Decays, Maelstrom Pulse, and those just aren't Jund cards anymore. Jund v Jund will come down to how each player has their decks tuned. And the Saga portion is that Urza Saga. It's that colorless land. It sounds very burn deck type. Is that? No. So the object of burn, Ellie Joe, is to do direct damage to your opponent's life total through cards like Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt is one of the most played cards in Modern. It's one of the most played cards in Magic in general. 3 damage to any target, instant speed, for 1 red mana. Burn's goal is to directly attack the player's life total. A lot of burn decks now in the modern meta have kind of turned away from creature-based burn and are pretty much all in on spell-based burn. So what Urza Saga says, when it comes into play, it enters with a lore counter. And that lore counter, the first chapter, he can tap it and add a colorless mana. Then after his draw step, but before his main phase, that'll go to chapter 2. And that chapter 2 states he can tap it and pay 2 mana to put an XX construct into play, where X is the number of artifacts he controls. So it's just dependent on how many artifacts he has. Then the last chapter of Urza Saga says that he can go through his deck, find any artifact mana cost 1 or less, and put it into play for free. That's the Saga part of Jund Saga. Check, yes, Juliet, are you with me? Does that answer your question? Awesome. Alright, so that Alpine Moon probably named Urza Saga. And Alpine Moon is a cool card. Basically it says, hey, I'm going to turn off the effect of one of your cards. One of your lands is what it says. At its core. Ragavan, another big card in Modern. A lot of terms, but I'm not huge into the game. Brown has to. Well, Ellie, I think one thing that would be really cool is, just sit down and actually play a game with him. I'm sure you've done that a few times, but just sit down and play a slow game to fully understand it. Um, and then also with this new Lorcana coming out, um, it has a lot of the same kind of effects as Magic does, and it's a little easier to understand. Not as many random interactions. Mishra's Bauble, pass. He's going to sack Bauble, look at the top card of Matt's library. Is a Termagoyf. Blue Mill. One of my all-time goals that one day may or may not happen in Modern is to quadruple archive trap someone. That way it just instantly mills them and I pay nothing. That's the goal in Modern one day. Alright, Orcish Bowmaster came in and it looks like it died to an Unholy Heat. Check, yes, Juliet, are you with me? I don't know why I got that song stuck in my head. Please get it out. I see a Ren and 6 coming into play here. Getting back in Urza's Saga. Getting that card advantage going. Ellie, so I actually went to school for vocal music education, and never pursued it any further or did anything with it. So I could. Bowmaster coming into play. Beseju's going to kill the Urza Saga. Crumb's going to go get a land. Brian finished it, I didn't. So props to Brian. Also went to a college that just recently failed. I'm sure you've seen it in the news. Alright, terminate. Kills a Gigantha. No, not Dovey, you. I don't want to shout. There you go. That one. Yeah. right. A lot of fetching going on. Gotcha. I was there 2015, 2016. I graduated high school in 2015, and I was there 15 and 16. Ragavan. Monkey back to hand. Tarmogoyf. There's one of those pressure creatures I was telling you about. Alright. Looks like we're going to see a game 3. Boop. Alrighty. Alright, Pyrite Spell Bomb. Crumb apparently is not drawing well from that hand language. A fetch and a shock for Matt. Best thing for Matt here is going to be a Terminate for that Goy for a Fatal Push. And then probably getting busy with the Bowmaster. Swing and pass. I see a Bolt, a Boseiju, looks like a Fable, the Mirror Breaker. Alright, Bloodstained Mire for Matt. Into a fetch down to 8. Fetch shock down to 8. Kicked Turok. Unholy Heat. Tarmogoyf block with the Orc Army. Ren and 6, probably going to get back a Saga. No, it's getting back a Verdant Catacombs. Monkey played hardcast. Wonder why, because it dies to Ren and 6. I don't know why, because it dies to Ren and 6. And then he's just going to eat a Goyf unless he's got a card I don't know about in his hand. check. Oh, there's my keys. All right, y'all. Matt's going to go to, I think, 5 here. 3. Crumb obviously doesn't have a bolt here, otherwise he would have snapped that off. Matt can create a blocker with the Urza Saga. That's about it. He could cast his Gigantha here for a blocker. Yep. That one goes to Crumb.